Welcome to Squad, your favorite spot for everything esports and gaming. I am Brody, and joining me on the couch is Lisa, Matt, and Camille. But before we get started, how was everyone's weekend? Guys, play anything good?
Firstly, I just want to make a point. I like that you use your hands. You're like, Lisa, Matt,
I forgot who was where.
So, good sense.
It's gonna get dangerous. Don't touch me. Okay.
But yeah, I played Fire Emblem this weekend because I'm reviewing it for the show. And it's long. It's a long game.
I feel like there's a lot of content packed into this.
Is it dialogue-y?
Oh, it's very dialogue-y. So like sometimes I do pass for go forward and I miss stuff, but they have a good button for the chat log, so I don't have to relive the experience. I just need to find out what I missed.
Gotcha. See, I'm too dumb for that. I just play Rocket League all weekend.
I just play Pokemon Silver.
C-ball, hitball.
I threw it back to like 2000. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Old school.
Of course, man.
What made you go back to that one?
Because I'm excited for Sword and Shield, but it's like 8 months away.
Yeah,
about 8 months, like 4 months.
Are you excited to not capture all the Pokemon because they're not all in the game?
Shut up, Brody. It's sensitive.
So is that one your favorite Pokemon game?
Silver?
Yeah, Louis is a badass.
Luigi. They said
Luigi.
Why not Luigi?
Okay, let's.
Wrong franchise, but you're absolutely
I didn't
wrong.
know Luigi was a Pokemon.
No. But maybe Luigi is a Pokemon, and maybe that should happen now.
Lisa just leaked a new Pokemon. Yeah, that's right.
But no. I feel like you're wrong about that one. It's all about Pokemon Red.
I didn't say Red was bad.
Red
No,
and blue.
but Red is the best.
Red and blue.
I never played Red. I was too young.
Lisa, any more words, or you want to just, maybe get the show on?
I'm scared to say anything else, so let's get the show going. Because we actually have a very packed show later on. I'm going to show Brody who's boss in Unmuted.
Yeah, plus I'll get you caught up on our top stories in Reported.
And we have a new trailers on trial. But first, I need to spread my wings and fly to the Mez to break down some LCS action with Mark Zimmerman on Inside Esports.
Niski's in some trouble. That's going to be very secure, but aside of TSM, Cloud9's able to find the fight. Sneaky's damage is monstrous, but Broken Blade's able to shut him down. The follow-up damage is there from Niski, and Smoothie will gobble up his teammate over the wall as Kumo to go unstoppable.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Inside Esports. I'm Matt Hempstead, and as usual, on Monday, we're focusing all about League of Legends. Over in Europe, Fnatic lost their perfect record, but we're not worrying about Europe today. Today is all about the LCS because, my God, there were some absolutely crazy games. So before we get MarkZ on the line to talk all about it, let's get caught up with the highlights.
Flash out over the wall to keep himself alive as Shelly is stolen by Impact. He runs up, he grabs the eye, he's about to stamp out that spider, and Wiggly's shut down. Devil is very far forward, but he's able to just bait CLG in. They don't have the damage just yet. Devil's gonna be taken low, taken down. Team Liquid are winning the fight for now, but Ruin is rampaging through their lines. Biofrost gobbles him away, but still gonna be in some trouble. 6 days chased down by Devil, who goes deep into enemy territory, and double kill over to him, and that is the game. Liquid will remain at number 1. Cloud9 coming in, trying to find a second one here onto Acadian, but the equalizer will burn Zazel to the ground. Bjergsen's grabbing a kill on that one, but a big cataclysm's gonna trap TSM again. Baron at 1/4 HP. Sven nearly killed again, but nearly's not gonna be enough. Sven taken very low. Bjergsen exploded. Cloud9 are still gonna find the fight. They've got 2. Niski's in some trouble. That's gonna be very secure, but aside of TSM, Cloud9's able to find the fight. Sneaky's damage is monstrous, but Broken Blade's able to shut him down. The follow-up damage is there from Niski, and Smoothie will gobble up his teammate over the wall as Kumo to go unstoppable. Nexus turret number 2 is down. World Ender is up. Cloud9 continues the push. Nexus needs a couple more, and Cloud9 takes the win. What a game!
Yeah, as Adele just said, that was quite the comeback by Cloud9, and to help us figure out how C9 pulled it off, let's welcome in League of Legends analyst MarkZ. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Obviously, we need to talk about the big match of the week. Anytime C9 plays TSM, it's always a big deal. And this time it looked like TSM was going to cruise to the win, but obviously Cloud9 pulled it back from like a 7K deficit and stole the win. So how did they get that done exactly?
I mean, a large part of that was off the back of Sven Skaren. I mean, obviously, anytime someone comes back from a game like that, the team that threw it's going to have made a lot of mistakes, but this was one of the times where I felt like it was also a lot of C9 playing really well. There was one engage in the mid lane in particular where they were able to find Sven, who was separated from Smoothie, and then they had a great TP flank at the same time while Bjergsen was split from the team, and so they had a really good opportunity, and they saw that opportunity and brute forced it. It was pretty different in my mind than the CLG one, where it was a very similar story. 7.8k ahead, they lose it, but that was just because Biofrost kind of killed himself in the mid lane. This was one where it was C9 actually forcing this comeback onto TSM.
One other guy that stood out to me in that game was Kumo, because we don't really see him on Jace, but this time he actually got a different champion. He played Aatrox, and to me it was a huge part of that C9 comeback. How do you think they've been able to incorporate him so well into the starting lineup after Licorice went out with an injury?
I think one thing that happens when C9 brings a new player in is they do their best to accommodate that new player. Some teams, when they bring in a rookie or someone who's relatively unproven, they'll say, okay, we're not going to put you in carry situations. You're not going to be the focus of the team. You just have to slot in and not through the game. But what C9 likes to do is they like to say, okay, you play your most comfortable thing. If that's Jace, you're going to play Jace. We're going to play around you. And so they were constantly giving him attention and giving him this Jace pick, which is lane dominant. So they're saying, here's an easy matchup. We're going to give you resources. Don't worry about it. The rest of our team is so good that they can adapt to this new player coming in, and so they more often adapt the rest of the team to the new player than the new player to the rest of the team, and that allows that new player to shine.
Right, and over on TSM, I mean, sure they didn't win the game, but it seems like they have their jungling situation kind of sorted out. It seems like Acadian has kind of earned the starting gig, even though earlier in the split it was Greg who was performing a little bit better. So why do you think Acadian is now the guy getting more playing time for TSM?
I think a large part of it actually was due to Rift Rivals. I don't know if Acadian is the starter without Rift Rivals, but Acadian was in the one time they picked up their win in Rift Rivals, and it was a very aggressive game plan where they're playing Elise and really just hard forcing, and Acadian had a great game. And I think that Grig's a more consistent jungler. He's better with controlling. He even has good carry games as well, but he doesn't have that kind of pop-up potential and is not as good about just brute forcing plays. And when they went up against other top teams, in the world, they realized we can't just go for this control-y game plan that's a lot slower. So even though it was only one game that we saw on stage, they definitely had a ton of scrims, and I assume it was kind of similar there, where when you're playing against these other fast-paced, aggressive teams, you need someone like Acadian in there to actually go toe-to-toe with them.
Okay. So last week, CLG beat TSM for the first time in over 3 years, so all the fans are really excited, super hyped about being up there in the standings. And then this week, they go 0-2 with losses to Liquid, and you already mentioned the interesting throw against the Golden Guardians. So it seems like a typical CLG situation where they give their fans hope just to bring them all crashing back down to earth. What's your take on this week from CLG? Because they did play okay for moments.
It was a hot and cold week for me. I appreciated seeing PoE not on a control mage. He busted out the LeBlanc. He was 6-1 on it, had a 20-stack mage eyes. You think the game is over. And then I don't know where they lose. And so you kind of walk away from it being like, well, I was glad to see them branch out. And it's not like LeBlanc lost them the game, but if they had Victor, maybe they still win it, or something like that. And you start playing that kind of game. I think CLG is in a good spot still, though, all things considered, especially with the fact that there are some other playoff teams slipping. I'm really not concerned for CLG. Yeah, they lost a game versus Golden Guardians, which would be great to pick up and kind of push that sixth place team further away from you. Yeah. But at the end of the day, that was a game that they were up 7.8k gold off their own plays, and so I think that they should still be relatively happy with where they're at, and fans should cut them a break.
Yeah, I mean, especially with teams like GGS and Optic kind of slipping, they're still in a good spot. And another team that's kind of creeping up in the standings is 100 Thieves. You're repping the jersey, you're repping the sweater. For a while I thought they might go winless, but all of a sudden, since Ryu and Fake God came in, they're 5-3. It seems like Bang and Afro have really stepped up their aggression too. So how has amazing Ryu and Fake God kind of helped to free up the bot lane so they can really pick up their level of play? Because it's night and day from where it was earlier in the split.
Yeah, I think there's a level of. There's a couple things. One, I think when Amazing came over, even though they didn't have all the other players in quite yet, he was clearly very passionate. He was fiery. He wanted to win in his interviews, and on the heist, you could see that he was not okay, just kind of limping through the season. When Ryu and Fake God came in, Ryu's a very good player in terms of shot calling and knowing where to be on the map, and that combined with Amazing being a very aggressive and a good communicator, they started to formulate a game plan, and it feels like that game plan has become, we're going to sack top lane, Fake God, you're going to play without very many resources and probably going to lose a lot of lanes, but we're going to camp from Afro and Bang for the most part, and that's where most of their jungle attention and mid lane roams down more often now. Soligo is a young guy and doesn't seem to quite have the understanding of how to move on the map to affect the game quite like Ryu does. And so by putting Ryu in, comboing with another veteran and Maurice, Amazing, they know now how to get to bot lane at the right times. And you can see before the stats for 100 Thieves bot lane, and Bang was down 1.1k gold at 15 every game average, and now he's up 500, and so it's a massive swing in the bot lane performance because it feels like the team has landed on a playstyle that is playing more heavily around Afro and Bang, which was also more reminiscent of when they were good in spring last year. Was Meteos and Ryu moved down to play around Cody and Afro, so it feels like kind of a return to form for them.
Definitely looks like it, and they're looking like they might sneak into the playoffs the way they're playing right now. I've got one really hard-hitting question for you, Mark, because I know you've been kind of grinding the teamfight tactics, obviously. Okay. It's brand new, okay? So how have you been able to keep up with League and the LCS now that teamfight tactics is out here destroying lives and making so much noise?
I mean, luckily for me, I have a lot of free time. So I get to, I read Reddit all the time. I'm always seeing the interviews, what's going on. I watch a bunch of leagues. And then I also just have a lot of time that I spend usually like watching anime and movies and Netflix. And now that time is what I've taken and destroyed for TFT. I haven't touched my League of Legends analysis time.
There you go. Just gotta move your timeline a little around to fill in that TFT. Mark, I appreciate you so much for joining us to chat LCS. Thanks a lot, and keep with that TFT grind, man.
Thanks, and I hope it goes well for you too. Rank's coming out this week.
Oh boy, I'll get ready for it. Now let's throw it over out to someone who's never played TFT in their life, so that's not a struggle for them. Here's Camille with the latest esports news in Reported.
Welcome to Reported. I'm here to bring you all the latest esports news from around the world, starting with some congratulations to the Overwatch League's Stage 3 champions. After a difficult run and an intense grand final, the Shanghai Dragons have been crowned the Stage 3 champions. They defeated the San Francisco Shock in a final that went the distance, ending in a 4-3 win for the Dragons. This is the first stage championship that Dragons have won, and they'll also be taking home a cool $200,000 on top of it. What's more impressive is the path the Dragons took to the championship. Shanghai was only an 8th seed in the playoffs and defeated both the 1st seed New York Excelsior and the 2nd seed Vancouver Titans in the quarterfinals and semifinals. Considering the Dragons finished the first season of the OWL with no wins, this is one comeback to remember. In other Overwatch news, the Washington Justice is shoring up its defenses with 2 brand new tank signings. Over the weekend, the Justice signed European tank duo EVO and LCS to its roster. The two previously played for Team Envy, the Dallas Fuels Contenders team, though LCS only joined the squad in early June. Before that, the duo played with each other on European Contenders team Angry Titans, who they joined way back in late 2017. Since the two have played together for over 2 years on 3 different teams, they bring a level of teamwork to the Justice that few other signings can match. Hell, the two even played on the same soccer team as kids. The Justice are unfortunately in 19th place in the OWL, but hopefully EVO and LCS can improve the team's performance when Stage 4 begins on July 25th. After a long series of qualifiers, the final teams competing at the International 2019 in Dota 2 are set. The last qualifiers for TI9 ended yesterday with North America's Forward Gaming, Europe's Chaos Esports Club, and China's Royal Never Give Up securing the final spot. They joined South America's Infamous, CIS's Navi, and Southeast Asia's Mineski as the qualified teams. TI9 itself will take place from August 15th to the 25th in Shanghai and will be the first time the event won't be in Seattle since 2011. And judging from the crop of teams competing, it will be one tournament you don't want to miss. That's all for the news today. Now let's see if Lisa's got what it takes to go toe-to-toe with Brody in Unmuted.
Welcome to Unmuted. We got your gaming and esports hot topics, hot tweets, and spiciest news.
That's absolutely right. And we're going to present all the goodies we've gathered, which we will discuss. And I'm with Lisa, so likely argue. But luckily for all of you, there is a mute button, and I can shout her out.
Wait, shut her up?
Yeah.
What? No, right. Remember, we like it when you call us out when we're wrong and praise us when we're spitting, just spitting. Let's get right to it. All right, let's kick it off. Our stories with some big news. Astralis is breaking away from its parent company, Refresh. Both orgs confirmed the news on Friday, with Refresh stating that this has been long in the works, but a leaked email shows that Astralis players have pushed this breakup for months. This is allegedly because the players were unhappy, they were not competing at big tournaments, and being forced to compete in much more casual tournaments like the Blast Series. Ooh, Brody, how do you think going independent will affect Astralis?
So this is funny because I remember us talking about this before, how like, oh, the team saw it as good that, you know, they didn't go to all the events because you needed the team to rest. You needed them to focus on the big events.
Publicly, that's what they said.
That's what they said. But then they were also sending them to a bunch of smaller things like the Blast Series. And in my mind, I'm thinking, no, you know, I think this is now the Astralis org wanting to like keep the prestige of them winning, right? Basically like, oh, if we just go to smaller events, we're guaranteed the wins, and it will keep that going on. And now I'm starting to believe it a little bit more with the fact that, the players aren't happy with this. They're like, no, actually we want to go to these big ones. We wanted to compete at these. And I'm starting to maybe think that's what was going on back there. Yeah, but I feel like it's not that tinfoily. Like, I feel like that's...
I never even thought of it that way. And also, we got to note that Refresh actually owns the Blast Pro series. So, like, they want to keep Astralis, who was the top team for a while, under their own tournament.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Now we see Team Liquid rising now that Astralis isn't competing as much, making way for a new brand. But Astralis, as pro players, you must be so frustrated because obviously you want to be the best, right? That's why you play. So it's great that now with their branching out that they can actually control which tournaments they play in. But now I just can't believe it. Like, this is such a big eye-opening.
Winning is fun, but winning's not at fun when you're only beating lower teams that you're going to get the win over, right? So I would rather, as a pro, sure, maybe reduce the amount that I'm going to. That does make total sense. But I still want to go to the big ones. I still want to compete at the tournaments where all the other best players are at, because if I'm not beating them, how do I know that I'm actually the best? So I'm just beating, these teams that are like B-tier teams.
I wonder if other teams are now going to take this and want the same. Like, they might start rioting against their orgs, being like,
it's all falling apart. Esports is falling apart in the CSGO scene.
This could be like a huge watershed moment for, CSGO
Possibly.
teams.
Now, I think that team's still going to do fine. I mean, they're still amazing, but it will be harder without that support behind them. Anyways, in other CSGO news, Vitality is under fire from some in the community over its performance at a recent tournament. At the ESEA Global Challenge, the French team fell to Furia in the semifinals after not taking the match seriously. Vitality players had given interviews saying that they were playing for fun at the event as they wanted to focus more on bigger tournaments like IEM Chicago. Lisa.
Wait a second.
Here's the thing. So why even just go? Like, do you think it's okay for them to have fun? I would say so. Like, you got to play video games to have fun. You got to enjoy what you're doing.
Whoa.
But is it disrespectful to those tournaments?
Totally. Like, obviously games should be fun, but this is beyond games now. This is an esport. This is like professional tournament.
Right.
So it's funny because it just comes after the last story where, we have the Astralis team wanting to be more serious with it, where you have this team competing and they don't want to be serious with it. They take the spot from other teams that would have liked to compete seriously, and with the pot of money, and also why are you competing if you're not going to take it seriously?
I mean, I like the honesty. At least they weren't just like,
or
we tried our best, it just wasn't our day today. We just couldn't make it. They're like, no, we didn't really give a crap. Like, we were just having fun with it. But I do think that is important. I think there's a side to everything. Like, maybe don't go to that tournament. But at the same time, if you're not having fun, why are you doing it in the first place?
Winning is fun, Brody.
Winning is fun, but having fun is also fun.
Wait, is it? No, I bet you someone's gonna get in trouble. The team Vitality, I bet you someone's gonna crack down on them for saying that publicly, because I don't think that's a good look. That's not a good look for a brand.
Or for your org,
Yeah,
or maybe they're gonna start to say, hey, we're gonna have our teams not compete in as many tournaments too, because this is what happens.
Roster changes.
Yeah. They're all just booted.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna go that drastic, but I do see Vitality maybe taking a step in and saying, hey, we need you guys to not do that, so we're just not going to send you to these tournaments. Let us know the tournaments you actually want to perform in and that you're actually going to perform in. I could see. It sounds
like BM. It sounds like maybe when you're losing in a game, you're just like, I didn't even try anyways. It's like the classic.
It's just
defensive.
It wasn't. They didn't actually lose on purpose. It was just they just weren't playing well.
There you go. Vitality guys have some explaining to do. Let's move on to our next story. Registration for EVO 2019 has closed, and organizer Mr. Wizard has released the final numbers. Smash Ultimate takes the lead with nearly 3,500 entrants. The lowest registered game is Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle with 640 entrants. To no one's surprise, Melee fans are using those low numbers to say that Melee should be a main stage game. Brody.
Melee guys are always going to complain.
Yeah, Brody is a Melee guy.
I am a Melee guy, but at the same, so I am very upset
Are you?
that Melee isn't there. Yeah, Melee. What the hey, dude? What the hey? Come on, Melee is the ish, man. And it pulls some of the biggest numbers on stream when it's at an event like EVO. People watch it, right? People go and play it.
Yes.
I have personally flown out to Vegas just to play. I knew I was going to get knocked out right away, but I went to play an experience. Like people, that was just for Melee, right? Like people love Melee. I don't know why it's not there. Now, I will say the numbers aren't that low. I mean, I think 7 out of the games had like over 1,000 entrants. That's actually really good for some of those smaller games too. Like the fact that everyone's kind of branching out here now, I feel like that might just be part and due to Street Fighter having a little bit of an iffy life cycle right now. Street Fighter 5, a lot of people kind of maybe branching out to other games right now, but yeah, I don't know. You're always gonna have like your Blaze Blues and stuff in there, like your anime fighters. You gotta have those. So I don't see that as like getting like Melee won't ever take that place, but maybe add another slot for Melee. I don't know.
No, but isn't the point is like if Melee is on the main stage, it would take away the glory from Ultimate, and obviously this is the year of Ultimate with it coming out. Like they want its own event to shine, and it doesn't want to share it with
Ultimate
Melee.
Ultimate takes away from the glory of Ultimate.
No, wait.
Because it's not Melee. It's not Melee.
You're stuck in the olden ways,
I'm
man.
Melee Master Race.
That's the thing, I guess.
It is a superior game. We have to be real here. Melee is overall a better game than Ultimate. Ultimate is better than Smash 4, but it's Nintendo's newest game, so of course they don't want Melee there. They want to showcase the new shiny thing.
Buy the new game, guys. It's all business at this point.
But EVO should be there to celebrate the FGC. And Melee is a part of the FGC, and it is one of the best games in the FGC, and I don't see why it's not there still. So I will complain.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I don't want to kick any of the other games out.
Yeah, right.
Is really it.
Get out, Blaze Blue.
Our last story is about caffeine. No, not the addicting beverage we all chug every single morning. I'm talking about the streaming platform, which is now an official streaming partner for the LCS. Riot Games will let amateur shoutcasters and fans stream LCS games and commentate over them on the platform, which could generate a new generation of League of Legends commentators. Lisa, do you think this is a great way, or is this just a marketing push for caffeine?
I mean, 100% marketing push.
Well, yeah.
I'm a little confused because I believe Twitch allows you to like restream their broadcast and commentate on top of it, right?
Well,
so it's not exclusive.
Based off what I see here, this is going to probably be. Yeah, I mean, if they're dealed up with LCS, I don't see why they would allow you to stream on Twitch
Unless caffeine just got screwed over in the deal.
yeah, like they didn't read their
Wait
contract.
a second.
Hold up.
That's interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's going to create a bunch of new content creators because obviously there's so many different mediums nowadays to do it. YouTube, you can literally just grab the VODs and do it on YouTube. Like caffeine, I don't know if this is a great idea.
It is so hard because like you have your. How often do we see new League of Legends casters making it up to that top level to LCS, right? I mean,
like there are some. Like I think there's been a new generation kind of recently, like more. They bring in casters as contractors, and you see them mixing it up because we know like Shocks, she's going freelance, so she's doing other events now. So like they are kind of bringing in new talent. So I don't know if this is really a great deal for caffeine, at least.
Well, for caffeine, I mean, they're already getting people talking about them, right? So like you're gonna get more people on it. It's just how much of a return of viewers are you gonna get on that? I've literally never stepped on a site. I've been on every other site, Mixer, YouTube Gaming, Twitch. I've been on all those other ones, but never once stepped onto caffeine, right? So this could be a good, if they got something good, I'm gonna go check tonight, and if I go on there and they got something good, maybe I might start spending a little more time on there. Probably not, because Twitch is a great platform, but it's like, you gotta do something. So I'm not.
More than caffeine though, I think this is more an interesting topic regarding like how do amateurs become pro, especially as a commentator, and obviously you have experience in this too. Like, how
you gotta just do it.
Okay.
So this is a great. I think for the commentators themselves, this is great because they're going to get a little more exposure. There's not as many people streaming on caffeine, so they're going to be higher up on those lists, right? More people are going to see them. So I think, and LCS is specifically now looking at this platform. So I think for the commentators, this is great. For caffeine, will it work out? I don't know. That's yet to be seen.
That's fair. Anyway, let's move on because it's time to check in with streamers in Clip It. Our first clip comes from Shroud and his greasy, greasy hands.
Bro, watching you handle that chicken and touch your mouse triggers me. Oh, look at that grease. Oh, yeah.
Germaphobes everywhere are crying.
It's not even
right
that.
now.
It's just the core of what it means to be a gamer just got broken apart in so many people around the world when
How
they
is
saw
that the
that.
core? That
You
is not
don't
the
do
core.
that. You do not treat your peripherals as if they were an extension of your body, and you should treat your
What, you
body
don't rub
like a
chicken
temple.
all over your body?
Only on Tuesdays.
Oh, Tuesdays.
And that was not Tuesday. Yeah.
That's a smart. That's a mixing
But
point.
don't do that. No. Now he's got to play with that, or he's got to take the time to. Like, I got to say, I'm not, a saint as well when it comes to it. Sometimes I'll grab some chips and maybe I'll touch my controller. I'll realize though and clean it off. I have paper towel by in case I need to clean it off. Right? You got to.
Convenient.
Yeah, you got to. That's why I have the paper towel there.
That's
no,
the
you
only
have,
reason why you have paper
you
towel
have
next
to
to your
treat
computer.
your peripherals with
Okay.
respect. And what I do like about Shroud though is it just shows that he don't give a F about anything.
Yo, he probably uses a new mouse every day. Like, he probably gets sponsorships,
Right.
like, off the wall. But the thing is that it's your own grease, it's your own chicken. What's the big deal?
Okay.
It's your own
Solid
chicken.
logic. Anyways,
It's not
our
like someone
next
else's.
clip comes from XQC, who gives us his opinion on influencers.
There's a billion reasons to go to streaming, dude, and they're going to fucking YouTube, dude, or whatever. If you say, oh, dude, I went to help people, off.
It was such a pleasure.
Posting your toes on a beach on Instagram doesn't help anyone, dude. Shut up.
I don't understand a thing he just said.
Okay,
I did not
I'll help you.
understand it.
I'll help you out through the
Translate
Okay,
for
so
me.
basically, he said if you get into being an influencer and making content to help people, that's not why you get into it. Posting your toes on Instagram ain't helping nobody.
Oh, it's helping somebody.
Well, it might be helping somebody, but that's not. He's just saying most people are just kind of putting on a face.
Most people,
influencers
sure.
are just being fake.
Well,
All
everyone.
those popular people in the media are fake. What do you say? That's not true at all. They're all the realest people I ever met.
Okay, that's
why I love
nice
Instagram.
sarcasm. Shut up. Okay, everyone likes to hate on influencers, but social media has made us this way. It's just a way of life. You have to just be media smart. Don't believe everything you watch. That is true. Uh-oh.
Well, believe us, though.
No,
Yeah,
believe
believe
us.
us.
So we're totally 100% true.
We're not fake at all.
But I think there are people there who try to do good, and I think he's so negative. Why are people
He
so
is.
negative?
He is very negative.
Why can't, obviously there's a lot of people who do fake it, but let the people who want to help, let them help. And it could be a mutually beneficial thing, you're donating to me, but I want to take that and help other people. Why can't everyone just be happy, Brody?
Because he's XQC and he's a sour apple, and he infects other people.
It's horrible.
Why do we pick these clips?
I don't know.
Now
Now
we're
I
all
feel
angry.
bad.
Now we're all pissed off.
Mute that guy.
Yeah.
All right, it's truly the best time of the day when we troll through the Twitterverse to bring you all the things pros bless us from their timelines. First one comes from Smash Pro MBD, who wants us to truly understand what it's like to be a pro. He said, people really gotta stop saying, you'll get them next time when you lose. I don't want next time, I want it now, LOL. Understand the heart and mind of a competitor.
Yo, you know what? I mean, I get it that people are trying to be supportive, right? And say like, hey, man, we're still here. Basically what they're saying by you'll get it next time is, I'm still supporting you and I'll be cheering for you next time. So you do have to take that in. You can't just ignore people that say that, but I do get it. When you just get out of a match, you're pretty competitive too. If you lose something, how are you instantly moving on the second after? No, you're probably thinking about how you didn't want it to go that way, right?
That's fair,
and that's exactly what's in his mindset. If you want to say that to someone that just came off of a loss, maybe wait a little bit, wait a day, and then say, hey, it was great. Yeah, but you gotta let that person chill out.
Okay, we work in media, we cover esports, and interviewing pros after matches, especially a loss, is probably the hardest thing because they don't want to be there. But you still gotta ask the questions, what do you think we should say then? As, content creators, what are you supposed to say to them after a loss?
Here's
What's
a tub
the
of
best
ice
way?
cream.
Oh, you want us to bring ice cream
Yes.
now? Really?
Would you not
Inside here,
enjoy that?
Brody Moore. Are they gonna, you know what?
If you just lost,
Can I get some too?
that's what I'm saying. If you just lost and someone walked up with a tub of ice cream, you're gonna say no? You're gonna be happy
So
now.
you want to bribe them?
Yeah.
Brilliant, let's do it.
And then you say, better luck next time. Anyways, moving on. We got a tweet from another Smash player. Here's what Zane had to say. People often ask how I prep for tournaments. I start my day by hopping in the shower and quietly singing to myself, Offspring's "You're Gonna Go Far, Kid," soft enough so that no one will hear, loud enough to give me the confidence I need. No. So you gotta belt that out, man. You make your neighbors hear you. That's the only way you're gonna build that confidence.
Oh, but he's confident enough.
Do you have a hype song then? I feel like punk rock is just good for hyping you up, but.
I think punk rock is not my hype music. It's more like if I just want to like let loose. But for hyping music, it has to be something more buildy, you know?
What are you doing, EDM? I'm assuming you step away from some R&B.
Something like Eye of the Tiger, but not like that, because that's really old. You know, like it has like a nice.
What's wrong with it being old?
No,
old music does not make it bad.
I'm not saying. I just think more modern. Maybe something, you know, Latina mixed in it or something like. Because you know, music nowadays is actually a fusion.
You get dancey.
Yeah, I get dancey. I want something that make me groove. You know, like when Fifth Harmony released that Work song, work, like that.
Okay,
It gets in your head, but it makes you want to go like work. I'm gonna go to work. No? Okay.
I don't know about that.
Well.
I don't know about that.
Brody doesn't know anything about work. Confirmed. All right, for our last post, we're going to someone who probably is the last person you would think of when it comes to manners. If you hold the door open for someone and there's no acknowledgement, remind them. By Dr. Disrespect.
I mean,
isn't that ironic?
He's still kind of. I think his remind them is getting disrespectful in their face.
I guess.
I just hold this door open for you. Will you not saying anything? He's probably gonna get right up in their face.
Right. No.
But I did have that the other day when it's like you want to hold the door open for someone because it's a nice thing to do, not that you're gonna get something back out of it. But at the same time, it is kind of disheartening when someone goes by and just like.
What do you want, a pat on
I
the head?
had someone go by and then their kid, so now I know that kid isn't being taught manners. You know, right? Like they both went by. I'm not blaming the kid. I'm
So you should
blaming the
whisper
parent
to the
for not-
kid.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Hey, what do you say when someone does something nice, right?
Maybe don't whisper to kids.
I'll parent you better than your dad does.
Oh my
Clearly
God!
he has no manners.
That's disturbing. Stay away from parks, Brody. Stay
What?
away
That's no.
Stay away from
Jesus.
kids. I don't trust you around kids ever. Okay.
I was just calling the dad a bad parent. Wow, way to misinterpret. Anyways, let's move on because it's time to get to some crowd control. We're starting off with a rare 1985 Gibson NES.
Oh, whoa!
Right? I hope though that you pick it up and it only plays 8-bit sounds. Yeah. If it's anything else, I'm gonna be upset. You play a bit of guitar. Would you even try
like
that?
acoustic very casually.
Okay, I feel like that would be a little difficult to hold. Like you try to lean over and
It's
the
like a
corner's
box.
digging into your ribs.
Well, that's why you get a little pouch, a little poochie, and you let it.
Oh, I do. I got my flat tire right here. Rested on my pooch.
You just rested on the pooch. Pooch is a cute word to call it. You call it flat tire, but we like to call it pooch.
All right. It's forever known now as the pooch.
Today I learned you guys can go home and tell your parents, tell your friends. But
Look at my
that's a really
pooch.
sick guitar. This is going off the walls. Let's go on to the next item. We've seen a lot of gaming tattoos around these parts, but this one seems a little much. Fast Lucas and others promised tattoos if Vitality won the Rocket League Worlds. All right, let's check it out. The letters seem so off, though. Hold on.
They're definitely like low quality. Like I wonder what he paid for that tattoo. Why? But it's literally the roster. It's literally the roster for the team.
Oh no.
What if that roster changes?
It will.
And then right, like I don't see any signs right now. But I don't. It's like getting a tattoo of who you're dating right now.
Exactly.
Like I don't get that. No offense to anybody that does that, but I don't get that.
Yeah, no, that is a horrible idea. Unless, I mean, he's trying to immortalize that roster, right? So even if it
That
changed,
moment, I
it's
suppose.
like, yeah, it's in a, but like, keep it classy, guys. Why don't just do the symbol? Like, you know,
Okay,
what I mean?
get
Put
the
a
symbol,
year.
maybe like
Put
the
a year.
letters, like it's a tattoo is for you to enjoy, nobody else to judge. But at the same time, the lettering was definitely a little off.
Like a kid did it. Brody,
Yeah.
don't you have Rocket League tattoos?
I
then?
do. I don't
you
think I
wanna
can
show
roll.
off?
I don't think I can roll it up enough here. It's too
I'm
tight.
talking about the one on your butt.
Oh, that. Yeah. here,
Okay,
ready?
that's another.
All right,
another
let's
time.
not talk about my butt and move on. Right?
Okay, let's do it.
Our last post ends us on brilliance. Delta 2 Force has found the cure to the monotonous mining periods in Minecraft. This is amazing. So what he's done is he's generated a plugin that allows you to mirror a second monitor to a map in-game. So his second monitor, he's playing CSGO in Minecraft.
Wait a second.
Right? And you can also, as you see here, watch videos while you're mining as you just have the map up.
Wait a second.
It's brilliant.
Oh my god. First of all, I've never played Minecraft before, so this is kind of like blowing my mind. Wait, so if he has two monitors, can't he just back and forth? Like,
So I was just thinking that too. That is a little bit of broken logic.
Wait a
He
second.
could just look over, but it keeps it in the focus. It does make it a little bit. I found that like some people tell me that they'll like watch anime while they're playing games or whatever, and I'm like, how do you focus? Like, 'cause I only have subs, right? So it's like, how do you like? I'd be like this the whole
that's
time.
too hard. You gotta watch the dubbed version.
But imagine now if your mini map in the game you're playing was the anime. It's just right there. Just all you gotta do is move your eyes. You don't have to move your head everywhere.
You know what? What's wrong with this? What's wrong with our generation that we can't just freaking focus on
We
one
can't just do
damn
one thing at a time.
You know,
That's fair.
You know, the boring parts of Minecraft is what makes the hype parts interesting, you know? No?
There's some monotony.
All right, fine. You guys let us know what you think in chat, but that's it for Unmuted. Remember, you can always hit us up on all our socials just to say hi or send us stuff to react to. Follow us on all our socials at Squad State. We'll see you next time.
All right, we got a trailer to look at here for something called Stranger Things, a video game. Unfamiliar.
I haven't actually started watching it yet or binging because I feel like it's just become a pizza day thing, you know, when like everybody flocks to something because everyone else is doing it.
Haven't started Stranger Things 3, okay? But it's a great concept for a game, so I'm excited to see where this game is going to take us.
Is this for season 3 or is this the 3rd game? Are they doing this again? They sneaking those first 2 games by us. I guess we'll find out.
Is there going to be spoilers for season 3 though? Because I haven't seen it yet.
Ooh, it's for the Nintendo Switch. It's very Scott Pilgrim.
I do like this style, very 16-bit.
Map of Hawkins. Ooh, you got 12 playable characters.
Yo, that character, okay, that animation for that character did not do him justice because he's very attractive in the show.
These are pretty generic names.
Okay, I don't really, so they're just fighting random people.
Hopper, is he Hop? Erica and 11. They threw us one interesting name in the bunch.
Yeah, of course, then who doesn't want to play as 11?
You know what, the music is pretty cool. It's pretty faint, but I'm digging the soundtrack to this.
Whoa! No one told me this was any spoilers! What the hell? Oh, who was naked in the shower? I mean, no!
Are there seasons for this game? Netflix? What is this, like a popular Netflix show that I've never heard of?
Honestly, okay, I know the graphics is supposed to call back to like the retro times of like, I don't know, the 80s, but like I couldn't tell who was who. Was 11 even in there? Which one was she? The one with the long hair?
Yeah, I feel like that's a game that did not need Stranger Things tagged onto it. They probably could have done something a bit better for themselves. That was truer to Stranger Things. And I will be skipping that. Has no one told me about this?
I went to the Netflix panel at E3 and it was so boring. And they were talking about this game. I'm like, oh, they're not giving it any life at all. I guess I'm just throwing shade on the panelists. It's not fair. It's hard to be cool on a panel, okay? So I just walked out of it. I wasn't feeling it. But now that I'm watching the trailer again on its own, I like it. I'm down. And maybe I'll watch Stranger Things this weekend.
So, you know what, on the note of like shows and stuff into video games, we've had a very large history in the world of video games.
Please out.
I was trying. Of video games being turned into TV shows, movies, and whatever. And the history hasn't been that good. So I'm just curious if you guys are excited that we're seeing a bit more of that now, and maybe it'll get good, or should we just like tell studios to stop?
You know what? I think like you can't. If you have a movie or a show, you already have the story there. So you can't really build on the story in a game. I think you just have to build on like good gameplay elements. So I know, oh, what's that? That movie with the superhero.
That really nervous.
Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, of course.
They did, yeah, exactly. I gave out hints there. You guys should have got it. But Scott Pilgrim had a game. It was really good beat 'em up, and that's all it is. Just a good beat 'em up where you play with someone else. I think that's
it
what
can't
it's
be a
best.
deep story because everyone knows the story already. I think in my history, the only good game I've played that's based on a show is like SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom.
But this is the other way. The games sometimes are good, right? It's the movies that tend to not be so good.
Like video game movies.
Yeah, video games turn to movies, not movies turn to video games.
Yeah.
It usually is the other way around. I'm like,
That's true.
I don't know if it's ever gonna get better. I feel because even
Sonic will get better.
See.
Believe.
Maybe. But like Uncharted, they've been trying to do that over and over again. I think what they eventually decided is that it's just going to be its own standalone thing, not in the world, but then like, are the gamers gonna want to go see that?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, if it's a good action movie, why not? But it all comes back to the story. See, you can't copy the story on one medium to the other. So you got to choose what you want to do.
But I feel
That's exactly what it is, though.
Yeah.
Like every game does it. Even Toy Story 3 did the same thing, and they just basically took like clips of it and put it in a game. And the game's fun, but it's also like 2 hours long.
That's all of Kingdom Hearts. It's just all Disney properties,
But if
their
you're-
cutscenes.
I feel like you can treat it as an extension of the universe, though. I mean, like, if a Halo movie comes out there, then I want to see. There's a bunch of Halos like shorts and animes and stuff, and I want to see that as an extension of the universe because it adds to the lore, right? So you can watch this, but it doesn't deal with something that's already been done in the game,
I'm like,
right?
Warcraft is like in my head right now. When
Hey, the new Warcraft movie was actually pretty solid. As a fan piece, it was great. As an overall movie, it could have done better. But no, as something that was very true to the lore of the universe, it was actually one of the better ones out there.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
What is
Oh,
your
God.
favorite video game movie?
My favorite, it's got to be the Super Mario Brothers, like the first one, where like the Koopa's got this
meme
tiny
sakes?
head.
Brody's
No,
going
no,
meme
straight
mode.
up, it's the greatest movie ever. It's so bad that it's good. It's so bad that it's good. At me,
perfect.
straight up at me.
You know, Brody, let's get
Speaking
some
of Mario.
gameplay, shall we?
Yeah.
Look, I'm like a
He's
self-proclaimed.
over my opinion.
I haven't seen Warcraft. I haven't seen any of that. Let's get to
Yeah.
Mario Kart. 'Cause
Date
I'm a
night.
self-proclaimed
Speaking of
god.
Mario,
that's right. Camille, I think she can beat me in Mario Kart. That's a lie.
Oh my
She's
God,
garbage.
I can.
Okay.
Really, on the couch, it's just us two. We
Yeah,
don't
that's
even
true.
need them here. But we will let you guys play.
No, Brody's played Rocket League, so he knows how cars work.
Yes.
That's how this
And
works.
what about me?
And Lisa
Well, that's
drives
Lisa.
sometimes.
We just have a fourth one, so you can.
All right, so the big question here we have to debate is, are we adding computers?
Yes.
I think no, because pure competitiveness.
No.
Okay.
But
We're
she
not an
wants a
esports
chance
team.
to not be last.
I just don't want to be last, guys.
That's no computer.
Anything
Yo,
that
Lisa's
brings
gonna
Lisa
own
down.
us. She's gonna come in first. Okay,
No
let's
computers? All right, we're doing no computers.
We have the chance to overthrow Lisa with the majority here, so
Yeah.
we should do
We'll
it.
do some simple tracks for her.
Yeah.
Wow, she just gets in my view. Hello.
go. Speaking of
strat.
obstacles with us playing this, there is a delay that we have.
There is a slight delay.
So, Brody, you can't use that as
You're really
an excuse
exhibiting
'cause we're all
excuses
dealing
already.
with it.
Yeah, wow, she's no Johns. Okay?
The pre-excuse.
No,
No,
John.
I-
Oh, so actually, fun.
Like pants?
For anybody that doesn't know, yeah, no
no
pants.
parents, okay.
Mario Party is a no pants
Okay.
game. No Johns actually originates from the Smash Brothers scene. There was a guy in Florida that would complain about everything. He'd be like, "Oh, my chair was wobbly," or "The temperature's too hot. My hands
That's a
are
thing,
sweaty."
Ruby.
And he complained about everything every time he lost.
Yeah.
So people started saying, "You're Johnning," right?
So was
no
your name
Johns.
John before? Because I just
Wow.
His no name.
So no Johns is basically no excuses.
All right, so I'm
like
Yoshi.
no pants better.
I am dry bones.
Okay,
Oreo.
I'm the shy guy.
Why are you so
Why are you so
shy?
shy?
That's really good, guys. That's good.
I tried to do a drifty thing, but that only hurt me.
Yo, Matt, you are right there, and it's pretty annoying that you're right there,
So
not
I
behind
actually,
me.
this is the only
There we
map
go.
I time trialed.
Oh, so you chose the map that you have.
I actually
And you're
forgot
still
about
in
that.
third. Oh, and actually, Matt, gosh.
Hey, you killed me with a red shell. I don't know what that's about. Seems a little personal. Oh god.
Oh no, he did not.
There's a hole in the. Oh, that's oil.
Ah! Am I supposed to avoid those? Yes, I am.
Lisa, how
This
you
feels like
doing
the
back
401.
there?
So this game-
Solid fourth. Oh, shit.
This game is supposed to, tear friendships apart. But what if we weren't friends in the first place?
Maybe we'll
That's a good
become friends
question.
after then.
I don't
No.
know.
Brody, I think we're-
I've
You
been
never know, Brody.
I've been on the couch long enough.
We're gonna
for
be
you
best
to
friends.
know that ain't happening.
Best friends forever. Let me get third.
So that.
Come
Okay,
on.
you know what? There you go. Wait. Oh wait, you're that far. Okay.
Wow.
I ain't waiting that long.
How far is Lisa?
Wait,
I
wait.
think she just finished third
She
lap.
just hopped over the ramp.
Oh my God, this is difficult.
Guys, I'm right here. Wait for me.
That's why we're saying it.
Wait for me.
Camille.
I see someone. I'ma get you. Oh,
my God.
I hit a thingy.
Did you block my red shell, Camille?
I'm dizzy.
Yeah,
I'm
I
dizzy.
did.
I went the wrong way. How do I go around? How do I go around?
You see the
Start
road
driving
and
backwards
you
and
go
hit.
towards
Start driving backwards with
everyone
green
else.
shells and just hit everyone.
I'm trying. Yo, I hate this controller. They're so tiny.
Play spoiler.
Well, it's
How do
a-
you think I feel with the big hands?
Usually we wouldn't choose
You're used
this to play on.
Wow!
Oh, Lisa.
Damn.
Listen, I can't win at this game, so I'm just gonna poop talk the whole time.
To be fair, we have been ripping into her, so
Ow.
Oh no.
Oh.
Brody, did you hit me with a red?
Oh no.
I may have.
Monkeys.
I don't think Donkey Kong's in this map.
Camille.
Yo, who?
Brody sewered me.
Correct.
Bro, you should be trying to get me to win, not Camille.
Yeah, I can't. I'm just trying to even play the game right now.
Just admit it, you're not good.
Wait, do we have to wait for Lisa to? Oh, she did. Okay.
No, it doesn't let her. It gives her a few seconds to try, but then
I was a
it's
whole
like,
lap behind.
too bad. You're not good. All right, I'll let you guys. I'll let you choose the map since you're really bad.
It doesn't matter what map. I've never played this.
Since you're really bad.
So the one
What's the
thing.
map that's a straight line?
That's
All right, let's see what map we should choose, Lisa.
Brody, go to banana.
Banana. Go to banana.
And then pick DK jungle. That's a good time.
DK jungle.
Yeah, I'm hijacking
that's a good
the
one.
map select.
Okay, yeah. Lisa doesn't get to choose. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. But Lisa, you held your own. You didn't
Your
give
lip
up.
just trembled the moment you said that. I saw your lip tremble. It's fine, guys. You do not have to pacify me. I'm not going to go home crying. I usually do anyway.
She'll just go to her desk and cry.
I feel like
Lisa.
Brody chose the one
Yes.
map that he was good at the first time.
All you have to do is here's the thing is you have to accept. You have to accept the RNG that is Mario Kart and embrace it with your heart. Believe in the heart of the
I
cart.
hate this level, by the way.
And then all of a sudden it'll
I
work
thought it
out
was
for
a
you.
different one, to be
Okay, I
honest.
believe. If you
I thought it was the
just
N64
believe.
version.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Cute Disney song.
I wasn't believing enough.
Wait, what are these bouncy flowers? Oh my god.
This left trigger is garbage.
I think you explained it very well.
Can I
you just
fall-
bumped me into the
Can
thing.
I fall off?
Did I?
You can definitely fall off. Why don't you go try?
I might, but I'll take one of you guys with me.
I don't think there's anyone back there.
That's not true. I see someone. I hit a barrel. Oh no, I keep switching perspective. I'm not.
How are you switching perspective?
I keep pressing instead of the trigger
you
to
do
use
it nice.
items.
Yo,
I'm
let's
pressing.
spaz out the audience real quick.
Yo, I'm so dizzy right now. I am so dizzy. Okay.
I ran into a wall as a result.
Who just drove into me?
How is this happening?
You just hit and run me?
Yeah, I
Camille?
did.
What on earth?
How is this happening?
I don't even know how I hit you and kept going. But I'll take it.
I got sideswiped.
I can't actually realize. I don't know what's going on.
I.
Oh, Jesus.
Ow.
Oh, I think it got worse.
Ow.
I think it got worse. You see,
Oh, I thought I won the race, but we have another lap? What's that?
We have another
see
two
the
laps.
camera guy Jordan back there actually switching the monitors around, so it's like he's just adding input delay for us.
Oh, it's a giant tree.
He wants to watch us suffer.
Would you trust Lisa to drive us through this in real life?
No,
Are you kidding me right now?
I don't
wouldn't
think.
trust myself either. I can't see this path. Like, I don't know where
No,
I'm
it's
going.
really tough.
I mean, if we're grounding ourselves in reality here, a real car couldn't do this track.
Yo, this is really awkward, but I was actually looking at whoever was on top of me. So I thought I was a different character.
Camille, where are you?
What? You were looking at the wrong screen the whole time? Jesus.
Wait, you lapped her?
I'm just looking. I also
No, she was looking at the wrong
above me,
screen.
Mario?
the whole time.
Oh my
I
God.
thought I was doing so well.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, I have all these things. I should just use them all.
But Lisa, this is the second game we've
Yeah,
played.
you got a lot of things.
I know, Lisa, so for the first race, is that why you didn't win?
No, I'm just bad.
We'll just leave it at you didn't win.
Yeah, let's
because
just
of that. How
pretend
about
that that's why I
Yeah.
lost the first one. I'm getting finger cramps with this controller.
I know, really. Holy crap,
Do you
another
not do your
one.
exercises?
No.
You gotta. Real gamers should exercise before they play.
What's a gamer exercise for your hands?
stretch
Oh, wait,
them out.
I do
don't
not.
tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me.
Oh my god.
I don't want to know anymore.
PG, guys, we're PG.
What was that?
My bomb. My bomb.
I didn't see anything. I just saw these giant dancing whatever. What are those?
There you go.
Camille?
Oh shoot.
I'm currently losing right now.
Oh my god, I'm
Wait.
third! I'm third, motherfucker!
Brody, you can't
You're
do
not
that.
losing, Lisa's
I can't do anything.
Ah, don't hit me with the ghost! I just need to stay on this path and I won't be
Camille, how
lost.
far ahead are you?
I'm ahead.
The problem is I cannot get an item to do anything because I'm in second. That's not.
I'm in
Yeah,
last and I'm getting no items.
Okay. Okay, John.
Yeah, it's usually Lisa's job to take the first person out.
That's
But...
true.
Oh, yo, who threw that red?
It's me! It's me! It's Mario!
Matt! Matt! No, 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 no!
She just wrecked him.
It's me! It's a Wario. Oh, I almost...
We're tied right now. That's all that matters.
I don't care what time.
What?
I mean, it's exactly what we said, right, Camille? It's
we're the only
me and you on the
competition
couch.
We're want to go again just
Last
for
round?
Give me Mario Kart DS.
Oh my! Yay, me too.
Double dash,
Brody.
Double dash is alright too.
What do you mean? You're so dumb.
What do you? What?
Okay, should we go one more time on a short map, like short
One more time.
map?
Yeah.
Let's go one more time.
Sorry, Brody. Overreacted.
Mario.
Brody, let's see if you can get a
You're
win.
so dumb. All right, we're
A
going
short
Rainbow
one,
Road.
so it has
Go
to
to
be
the
a
mushroom.
mushroom.
Yeah,
No,
go to the mushroom.
input delay Rainbow Road.
No, that's so long.
We only have a couple minutes. Come on.
Old school Rainbow Road.
Oh my God,
First
picks
to one
like
lap.
the longest map.
First to one lap.
Okay, fine. First to one. First to one. Lisa, sorry for the pain you are going to endure on this map.
Wait, I'm
Brody.
gonna fall off.
Brody,
It's called content, ladies and
You guys are
gentlemen.
with delay, you're a maniac.
You guys are cruel. I don't know these maps.
We don't either.
Yeah, right. Don't lie.
Did you guys not play
Wait, who's
this
pushing
on
me?
SNES? I pushed you. I'm not even gonna try drifting, to be honest.
Oh!
Oh.
I'm scared.
No one's fallen off yet.
Those
I'm actually
corners.
really impressed.
Oh my God, does it move? Like,
Yeah, dude.
no wonder. I'm like, why is it moving sideways? No!
I'm just soundtrack of Lisa playing Mario Kart.
Oh no!
Someone clip
Oh no!
that.
Oh my God!
Oh.
Hey, get out of here, Camille.
Oh my gosh, Matt.
Yes.
Oh, she's doing the grandma thing where she turns her hand.
As if it helps? No!
Lisa also sounds like a boo from
First to one?
Mario.
Is it first to one? Did I win? You know, did I win?
No, because we're still going.
Damn it.
Yeah, no one's falling off. First to fall off loses.
No! Oh, I got second lap. Yay.
Yeah, she's so happy.
I just haven't fallen
You
off.
just finished your lap?
Yeah, I did. Okay, you didn't need to say that, Camille. I literally already said that. You don't need to say
Bro,
it
who
again.
stole my mushroom?
I almost got killed by that guy.
Oh, I lose.
You lose?
Thought. Yo! I almost fell off.
Oh!
Oh my
Oh,
gosh!
thank God this guy's steering is out of control.
The
I feel
boost,
like I should have
man,
fallen
it
off
gets
by
you.
now.
I cannot press an item to save
Yo,
my
they
life.
don't let you fall off. I've been trying to fall off.
It's like, I want to end this.
It's not falling off. It actually, there's borders.
Oh my God, I got the second lap.
Wait, I got a question here.
Did we turn
did
on like
Lisa,
a-
Does Lisa have the kid controls turned on right now?
Oh wait. Oh wait, guys, don't really
Is it just driving by itself?
Oh wait, and I'm still losing?
You know what that little cousin you'd give the control to and say they're playing? That was Lisa, she's not
Wait,
playing.
this whole time?
Jordo's playing instead.
Wow, dude, you're so good.
Yeah, so what do you think he's doing back there?
Yeah, this whole time I thought I was so good.
I'm scared to use this mushroom.
I'm just scared to do anything right now, to be honest.
Yeah. So I don't even have to be careful around
Yo,
corners.
guys, I think oh, freaking, no, Matt, no.
What'd you do?
I win.
He was saving that red shell and just pulled
honestly,
it.
I didn't even see I had it.
Did someone just try to blue shell me?
Someone just tried to do that to me.
Can we just give up?
okay, Camille.
I don't
Oh,
wanna
wait,
play
are
this
they
one.
waiting me back together? What happened, Brody? I thought you were good.
I think Brody's been
Well,
eating.
yeah, but I'm used to playing.
Brody doesn't have the big child mode on or whatever.
I need the child mode on.
Yeah, I need the child mode on too.
Oh my
dude.
god, I got third! And we're done for tonight.
Oh, I didn't want to hear that again.
Money match me in Mario Kart DS. We'll see how things
Actually, I
change.
could probably do better there because I had a DS or have a DS.
All right, we're doing it.
Let's
we'll
do
set
it
it up.
next
I'm
time.
not a screen
Gosh.
capture it, but we're doing it.
I want to see this. I want to see this.
Yeah, go put money on it. All right, that's all we got for tonight. Thank you so much, MarkZ, for talking LCS with Matt. And then tomorrow we have another Unmuted for you. And on Inside Esports, AJ will be talking about the OWL Stage 3 playoffs.
Meanwhile, be sure to check out our socials at Squad State to get more of us in your face, as well as our YouTube channel for all the VODs in case you missed anything. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you soon.